Ladies and gentlemen, now in today's video we're going to be taking the 5-star version of Mole Man out for a little bit of a spin, and I've just awakened this man. We're not going to give him any Sig Stones, but I had 5 skill awakening gems and everybody else in the skill class is already awakened, so I was like, you know, I might as well, boys, I might as well. And he gets a little bit of benefit from that awakened ability, but again, I want to save the stones just in case there's like a really snazzy version of Black Widow coming in like a month or two with a movie. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see on that one, boys. Hopefully we do see a very, very interesting version of Black Widow. I think they could do some really, really good stuff with a newer revamped version of the champion. Because let's face it, boys, there's a new movie. It's in the cinema. It's going to be all the rage. You know, Kabam are going to be all over those Cavalier crystals, man. But anyway, Mole Man has certainly been an interesting addition to the game. He's very annoying because you got to fight him a billion times this month, especially with the side event, and there's been, like, I've heard some people say that Mole Man isn't that bad, so today we're going to try him out. We're going to try the Special 3, Special 1 rotation, because one thing that I was missing in my 3-star gameplay is that critical hits deal additional bonus damage if the opponent is suffering from a shock debuff. So getting into your frenzy state and then applying the Special 1 shock gives you even more burst damage there. So maybe there's a little bit more source from Mole Man than we initially thought, but let's get stuck in and test this man out. I'm very curious to see how today's gameplay goes. So we want to get, I think, 5 monster mass from the heavies, and then a special 3. Swing Mole Man up in the air, dude. I love the animation still. It's very, very cool. Right, let's go for another heavy attack there, and then just one more heavy, and then we can nuke in. So we need to get to the special 3 now. The regen here is very strong, man. So this is why I always like to test out newer characters on this path, because it kind of gives me a sense of their damage output potential and where they might lie in this game. There we go. We've got 5 stacks. The special 3 gives us 10 stacks and will immediately trigger the frenzy. And because he's stunned, we can go right in after. Guaranteed crits here. Right, come on, big fella. Right, let's go for the special 1 now. We should start to see that burst of energy damage after on every guaranteed crit. And there we go. That man is... he's almost dead, lads. He's almost dead. There we go. We took him down. So, 53 hits. Again, it's still not the best, and it's definitely a bit of a cycle to have to get into. Moderately friendly to the suicide masteries as well, but you do need to get off a special 1, so there is a little bit of denting every single time. Its block proficiency is, I think, slightly lower than what you want it to be. Let's go for another heavy attack here and get a hopefully a pretty good cycle on Angela. Don't think we need all the stacks. Right, let's see if we can counter that SB1. Okay, just about. Fantastic. Let's go again. Just going for a combo here. Right, can I get a cheeky little parry here just before the SB3? Just so we can nuke in now. Again, I think this rotation is definitely better than the one that we were using initially for the longer term. Because as soon as you get to that special 1, there's a fair bit more damage going off. I just wish he had a way to, like, shock on parry or something else that just made the shock a bit more accessible. In this phase, if the special 3 had a shock as well, man, that would be really, really good. Going for another one. Because again, in these matchups, like, we get to the shock, and the fight, it's almost over. And Frenzy has, like, what is it, half duration left, because the special 1 tops up a bit more. But hey, not too bad, lads, not too bad. Right, let's crack on with a bit of Dr. Voodoo. But also, one thing I do want to showcase, maybe a little bit later in this video, some of the weaknesses of Mole Man's utility. Because it's just annoying. He's got like an evade counter and the ability to shrug off debuffs. But in a lot of the matchups where you need that kind of utility, it just cancels itself out after a while, and it's really annoying, man, really annoying. I was thinking this dude would be really great for Icarus in Act 6, and then I tried him on Icarus, and I'll show you what happens when this man's on Icarus, because it starts off and you're like, oh wow, Mole Man's amazing for Icarus, and then you hit the frenzy and you're like, oh, Mole Man's terrible for Icarus. So yeah, I had a bit of fun testing that out earlier. Oh no, okay, the Nick Fury evade saved me. All part of the plan, lads, to harness that signature ability, because everybody knows the lower Mole Man is via that sig ability, the more, you know, crit damage he gets. So elite tactics right here, boys. Should have probably stunned Dr. Voodoo before we sent for that frenzy phase. He's also not a fan of characters with slow animations, and Dr. Voodoo is a bit slow sometimes on the SB1. There we go, bit of shock burst, and Dr. Voodoo is down. So you know, he's clearing paths, mate. He's getting these these matchups done, not necessarily in record time, I might say. Definitely, like, I'm still getting so far like a low demi vibe from Mole Man. Like, there are champions in the game that are much worse than Mole Man. However, there are many characters that are much better as well. So yeah, I don't know, I just kind of feel like they missed the mark on this champion. And it's always a bit disappointing, especially when the animations are just at top tier, mate. Because he plays amazingly for the most part. I wish his heavy had like slightly more reach, because I had some problems on the 3-star countering with it. Right, come on, fella. Let's get up for that. Inject a monster. Obviously, the damage, it isn't available immediately, but it's not like, what is it? It's not like Havoc or Namor or Mysterio, where the damage is like, whoa, next level crazy. It's just like, it's just pretty good, man. It's just pretty good. Kind of Mysterio vibe? Maybe. I don't know. It's different in many ways to Mysterio. I wish the special one on the heavy attack gave more monster mass. Sometimes that frenzy is over just too quickly. See, we didn't even burst down Wolverine in that one there. Well, there we go. That man's smacked up. He's gone. I feel like even Nova was kind of clearing the quest a little bit faster than this. Even like unawakened Nova, man. Granted, I think, you know, Mole Man does have some slight utility advantages over Nova, because Nova is incredibly barren when it does come to any form of utility, really. But let's keep on going. Let's try out a few more fights. I don't know, it feels like too many characters at the moment are being designed to be annoying defenders, because Mole Man, against the wrong champions, he's pretty annoying with his shrug off. But then the attacker part of them just kind of gets neglected. I've seen some like very early Tarax gameplay coming out from the CCP today, and it looks like obviously he's very annoying on defense. Actually got a good counter. However, on offense, man, it just didn't look like he scaled too well. I feel like we're having that a bit too much recently. Let's smack up this X-23. Go straight in after that. Jump on that man's back. There we go. Not too bad. Another couple of hits and X23 is down. So that was probably one of the better matchups. There's still 47 hits. The damage is just it's just not impressive, man. It's kind of like Green Goblin. I don't know if he's... I think the utility that Mole Man does possess in the right circumstance and matchup is probably the thing that elevates this man to low demi, because the damage is it's hard to justify outside of Suicide Mastery builds, because again, he does work very well with those, because you can immediately get rid of the bleed and poison with his debuff shrug off. That debuff shrug off, man, it has its limits. Alright, let's just go straight in for that. And then hopefully we can quickly dodge a special one after this. And then nuke back in. Seen a fair bit of the special 3 today, man. Right, special 1, let's go. I'm pretty sure, I'm just trying to remember the Thor Jane Foster, the 6-star Thor Jane Foster. I think she had a bit of a better performance than Mole Man is having today. In just all fairness, all honesty. Because these fights, they're going by, man, they're going by, but not really at the speedy rate that we'd probably want from a brand shiny new champion in 2020 to be relevant in the meta. But I would imagine, like with every champion that does come out, there's always people, mate. There's always people that find some sort of crazy use for that character, or just despite that champion's flaws, because they really like the character itself, or just the quirkiness, they will persevere and take this champion up to rank 4, rank 5, 6-star rank 2, maybe even a rank 3 if they're crazy enough. And I think we will see a bit of that with Mole Man. So I think in certain scenarios he is going to be able to get the job done. Not quite as quickly as you might want. But this man may be able to persevere. Oh no, I forgot we already had him stunned there. Cool. Guaranteed crit phases are quite enjoyable though. Always a good time, man. Always a good time. There we go. Nice little hit to finish off Blade there. That matchup actually was not too bad. I think as our health is dropping even further and further, getting a bit more of a bonus from that awakened ability there. So let's keep on trucking on, see how far we can get. Let's go for a cheeky heavy attack. Another cheeky heavy attack there. Right, then 5 combo, and then we're going to try and heavy counter his special one. Nice. Heavy doesn't have enough reach to reliably chain on. It's a bit annoying just because it's a swing upward instead of a push forward. Those push forward heavies, man, like Captain America Infinity Wars, always the best ones. So decent. Right, I think we'll go in. Also, Mole Man, he does have shock immunity, so I'm kind of curious to see how he's going to fare, because we've got Dr. Doom as the, what is it, friggin' Alliance quest boss coming soon. So maybe, he's probably going to time out in all fairness, at least when it comes to map 7. But I don't know, maybe he might be able to do something. Yeah, he is quite fun once he's in that frenzy phase and just everything's critting. But I just wish I wish the numbers were there a little bit more. I wish it was easier to initially ramp him up. Had some sort of like power gain increase when playing this character would be really, really cool. Let's try and crack on and go for... Oh, what do we want to go for? Let's just go for Captain America, Infinity War, and Storm here, I believe. And then we might top this dude up a little bit. We'll see how these fights go, man. We'll see how these fights go. He is a little bit on death's door. Certainly been chipped down a fair bit. But he is hanging in, so there's that. Alright, let's go for another one of those bad boys. Oh, just about on the reach there. Fantastic. Okay, we're going to nuke him with a 5 combo. Look at that. Glorious class advantage, boys. That's what we've been missing this whole video so far. Class advantage. There any science champions? I don't think there are. Not on that path anyway. Yeah, unless I'm missing somebody off the top of my head. This is our first science champion, man. Class advantage right here. Let's go, nuke in. Couple more hits. That man is down. Yeah, I think like one really solid thing for this champion. This heavy gave him like if I can make some changes, heavy man, give him 2 stacks of monster mass. That'd be so good. It would actually allow you to prolong the frenzy by quite a bit, increase the amount of monster mass on the special 1. Make the special 3 apply a shock. I don't think he's like too many little tweaks off being a much better champion. But and let's talk about his utility as well in a second, man. Once we get done with this quest, I'll take him into a little bit of Act 6 Icarus and show you guys what I'm talking about when it does come to the utility of Mole Man. Get smacked up a little bit by that Bane node there. That's good though. Okay, we got the connection. Do have class disadvantage in this match. Oh, I guess that's a fair point as well. We've had a few matchups today with the old class disadvantage. But everything kind of is the same. You get to the special 3. Fire it off, go frenzy, and that's where you much bigger spike of damage. But that burst damage just doesn't kind of seem to be around the god tier or exciting tier of character output. There we go. And Storm is down, so 50 hits there. And also when you can't apply that shock, you don't get the bonus damage. Right, let's go for Punisher 2099. I'm not really too sure this is going to be a successful endeavor here with Mole Man's block proficiency, but who knows? It could work itself out, maybe. So let's chuck a few health potions in and see what we can do, lads. See what we can do. I think we've been running at this quest for about 17-18 minutes now. So time-wise, it definitely feels like a bit of a longer run in comparison to other champions. Oh, we missed the parry there as well. Fantastic. Oh no, he's powerlocked me. Oh no, am I gonna go frenzy when he hits into my block? Oh, I am. Oh no, I'm not. Not on this. Oh, now I'm gonna go frenzy, okay. Is that gonna give me 10 stacks? This fight going too well, man. This fight going too well. In high pressure situations, my Mole Man skills are just well, non-existent. But hey, at least the frenzy went back up. That ain't too bad. Don't know if I can even block another special attack and live. Wasn't really quick enough to react there. Oh no, I was trying to get him in. Yeah, maybe if I played that better, I could have I potentially got that Punisher down, but I think that's the end of our Mole Man journey in that quest for today. Now, to round off today's video, I wanted to show Mole Man versus Icarus in Act 6, Chapter 2, because initially, forgetting about the second part of his shrug-off, I thought that he was going to be really, really good for this. However, when he's frenzied, he cannot shrug off debuffs, but when he's not frenzied, this man shrugs them off like crazy. However, every time he shrugs off debuff, he gets a stack of monster mass. So he's eventually going to go frenzy, just shrugging off these debuffs anyway. But just show you what I mean here. You can see he's just shrugging off Icarus like crazy, boys. It's non-existent. Just nuking in here, having the time of our life. But then we hit monster mass. Hang on. This man can't shrug off no debuffs no more. And then he just gets nuked down by the node. So we can try and attack it a little bit more, and you might be able to get a fight or two out of this. You know, he's got a little bit of reach, mate, a little bit of reach. Well, maybe not even a fight or two, but it's just that that vulnerable period. I just don't get why he has to have that period of vulnerability, because like when you're playing Nick Fury or Aegon, you've always got access to the ability to like purify debuffs. Like Aegon, you just spam in, it's really easy. Nick Fury, like any heavy attack, any special attack, knock the opponent down. So I just don't get why he's got this huge period of vulnerability, because if you just always have that ability to constantly nullify debuffs, be so good, mate, be so good. That'd be such a core piece of utility for a champion that's like lacking in so many other departments. So yeah, that's a really annoying feature, at least in my opinion, about the champion. Now, also, before we round off today's video, one more thing I want to show is the evade counter. So at the start of the fight, and while he's got very low monster mass, I think it's 5 or below, he gains True Strike, so he can ignore, evade, and auto block. However, if you want any damage with Mole Man, you've got to go above that and lose the evade counter as well. And it's like Nick Fury and Aegon, man, they're not losing their evade counters. So it just seems very, very silly to me. But you can see here we got Spider-Man Miles, and we can just friggin' nuke into this lad. Evade failed, evade failed. But if you're playing him like this, you ain't getting the damage output, boys. And that's the kind of special source you're after. So he can be used as a champion that can, you know, deal with and counter evade fights. He's got True Strike, so he's going to have some uses in some scenarios. And I think the utility, you know, to shrug off debuffs and this combined is, for very weird and wonderful situations, going to make him a champion that some people want to play for some stuff. Use a bit of a special too there. But to be honest, hit-wise, man, this has turned out... I guess we got class advantage here. In a similar fashion to some of the previous matchups as well. So with a little bit of brute force and perseverance, you can get through matchups like that if you want to. And also, you know, maybe for certain paths, if we have a look, we got a completely, I think it's debuff immune path here. You've got some annoying evade champions on this. You've got Spider-Man, and he's one of the champions. Obviously, Venom does a top job on this path, and Killmonger does as well. But if you just need a champion that doesn't need to apply debuffs to ignore evade, Mole Man got a little bit of spice, a little bit of sauce going on here. As long as you don't get above 5 monster mass, though, you've got to keep that in mind. See if we can bang out heavy attack. Fortunately not. All tactical plan as well, boys. Block the special one. Get lower so we can harness the Sig ability. These are epic gamer plays right here. because I'm sure all the 500 IQ members of chat and the comment section have already figured out. So this Spider-Man, he's a great source of pain for many players out there. And this Mole Man could be a solution, you know? He has this utility, even on Awakened, again, doesn't need to be Awakened to harness this, so... Like, when he's in the 6-star basic crystal, he's going to be better than, you know, 40% of champions in there, because there's so much trash in there. But yeah, I don't think Mole Man is really anything that great, but I think he's got a few little bits he can do, which are going to make him, like, not a complete rubbish champion to pull. However, with just, like, I feel like another pass on this champion could have made him, like, so much better. I feel like with some good numbers and some good kind of, you know, changes to the rotation and play style, Mole Man could have been easily a god tier champion. And he's not far off. With a few adjustments, he could be, just a top tier character that's so valuable, but he's just not. He's just going to be another skilled champion that lives permanently in the shadow of Nick Fury and Aegon and Blade. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts on Mole Man in the comments section below, and if you did enjoy today's video, please do smash that like button. That'd be greatly appreciated. Aside from that, thank you very much for watching, take care, and I hope that you have an absolutely fantastic day.